Hello everyone, welcome to Electric Future Explained. I'm Ricky, and this is not financial advice. This video is about why Ford are freaking idiots. Several reasons why they are losing the EV race. Number 1. The Ford Bronco. It was an iconic vehicle and could have been reinvented for the future. After 25 years, they designed and bring back the Bronco as an ICE vehicle, not an EV. The design is good, but they should have made it with batteries instead of internal combustion engine. Right now there are tons of these sitting on lots all over the world that are just not selling. In 2020, they sold 5,000 of them. In 2021, they sold 108,000. 2022, they sold 99,000. And so far this year, they're up to 18. They would have sold as much or more units if it was an EV. Would have changed their position in the EV race. A lot of these numbers are still sitting on dealer lots. They would have had a better EV lineup. People want iconic vehicles that are mission free. And number 2, the Ford Ranger. Another iconic vehicle that could have been reinvented for the future. Although this one was only not in production for 7 years, but they did the same thing. They brought it back as an ICE vehicle, not an EV. The design is good. It looks just like the old Ford Ranger. However, it is not made with batteries alone. Right now there are tons of these sitting on lots that are just not selling. And the sales for the Ford Ranger, when they stopped selling the last year they sold them, they sold 23,000 in 2012. Then in 2019, when they brought them back, they sold 83,000, a lot more. In 2020, 101,000. In 2021, 94, dropping back down again. And in 2022, they sold 56, which is way down from 2021. And so far in 2023, we are up to 6,800. However, a lot of those are sitting on the lots. They would have sold just as much or more if it was an EV. Would have changed their position in the EV race, just like with the Bronco. A lot of these numbers, like I said, are still sitting on the lots. And it would have given them a fourth car in their EV lineup. And like I said, people want those iconic vehicles, but they don't want the emissions that come with them. One of their big problems is they don't have a single dedicated EV platform. They have a platform for the Maki and another platform for the F-150. And they have multiple platforms for each, different battery sizes, too many options for each model. This makes it complex for manufacturing. They definitely should have watched Tesla's Investor Day this year and start redesigning all their EV plants to use the unbox method. They came out and Jim Farley admitted defeat. It definitely isn't an EV race anymore. It's more like stay alive through the transition. Not switching to the NACS, North American Charging Standard, Tesla's charging cable, will be detrimental to all the old OEMs. They have only electrified 2 models so far. And they're allowing their dealers to add massive markups to their EV products. Ford CEO Jim Farley has praised Tesla in a recent internal meeting, and he didn't mince his words about the EV space. He made it clear that Tesla does electric vehicles better than anyone, and that Ford needs to respect that. Lately, Tesla's rise in valuation has made it undeniable that the market values its leadership in the electric vehicle sector, So much so that even competing automakers are starting to be more vocal about how serious they'll take Tesla. Then we come to the Mustang Maki. Yes, it looks like a really good EV. However, giving it the Mustang name was a big mistake. People want Mustangs that look like this. You can't just change a muscle car into a four-door crossover. Die-hard Mustang owners want a real Mustang, not a family car. They want a sports car. They want a muscle car. And this is what Ford gave us. Not this. This design should have made a new name, not Mustang. Yes, it is fast, but the Mustang has had a unique design for decades. Exterior does look cool, and it would have made a good EV. And it does make a good EV. However, calling it a Mustang was a huge mistake. They should have made an EV out of the 67 Fastback. That was a great car. Then we come to the Ford F-150 Lightning. That was their only good decision. It does have a great exterior design. It has a classic look and feel, just like the old F-150s. 110 and 240 AC power in the back and power in the front. Makes the switch to EVs a lot easier for die-hard Ford fans. And it has over 300 miles of range. On top of the entire hood and front grille lift up to give it a huge frunk. Now we come to the cons of the F-150 Lightning. Too many extra buttons inside. Poor wire design. Poor performance towing. They only get all of the videos that I've seen of people reviewing their F-150 Lightning, every time when they're towing, they max out at like 108, 110 miles of range. Poor cold weather performance, the same thing. It drops down to about 100 miles of range in cold weather. And poor motor efficiency due to them slapping a EV into a ICE body. And that also comes to the fact that the truck weighs too much. And of course, they still have the ugly old FM antenna. Other things that Ford has against them. They barely make any money on their current EV lineup. They have massive debt, $88.5 billion, which is less than most other OEMs, which gives Ford a slight advantage. But they do still have massive debt. Complex manufacturing methods. The UAW union. Just having the union working for them gives them a bad advantage over anyone. And then their dealership model. That is a massive downside. Dealers are constantly screwing the consumer with huge markups on the EVs. Not enough secured supply for their EVs. They need to very fast be moving to secure all of the materials they need for the batteries and everything that goes with the EVs, the electric motors. And this new price war that Tesla has started will cause them to lose money on their current EVs. What we all want is a sustainable future for Earth. Our goal is energy abundance, solar, wind, and battery. This can solve our energy problem. Again, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. These are my own thoughts and opinions. Check out the merch store for some cool designs. Soon I will be starting up a Patreon for some bonus content and production estimates for Tesla. And don't forget to hit that like button if you like this content. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank y'all and have a fantastic day. Electric Future Explained.